Look at her. Monique Hart, the heart of season 10.
I love her. Oh my God, Monique is fantastic. And I love her because she's one of the resourceful queens, you know, like the old school, you know, like if you need to duct tape your outfit, a corset together, she'll do that. And I love that about her because she'll like take a bunch of like dresses she buys from like Forever 21 on sale and she'll sew them together and make this giant beautiful cape out of it. And I love that about her because she's always creative and it's like it really works for her. I just love her and her personality is fucking great.
Now, did she need a lot of naps on the set of All Stars 4 because she had just come off of first season and went right back in the Thunderdome?
I really, really appreciated like the amount of energy and work that she put in. Like her looks and her ideas that she brought to All Stars were so creative and so, I mean, it was like something that like I was like, oh, bitch, I would have done that. I love that. And the fact that she was able to do it right after her season without any time to like go out and tour and, you know, make that money and whatever, like she made it work and I really admire that about her.
Yeah, I'm sure you seemed like someone who would appreciate the brown cow stunning.
I love that look.
That's
oh my
very,
God. I actually love most of her looks. Like
Yeah.
she like for the angelic white look, like she made these like beautiful, like huge wings out of those vertical blinds that like are in like her apartment. She like just pulled them off the wall, cut them into like feather shapes, and she made an outfit out of it. I love that. It's so creative.
Now, what was your experience like getting made over on Drag Race on All Stars?
It was actually very surprising because I knew Manila was gone for a few weeks, and I get this phone call saying, "Hey, Manila's still there. You're going to Makeover Challenge," and I was like, yes. And the only thing that I had in my head was like, don't lose. Don't lose. Like, you can't lose. And so I practiced my walk. I made sure I grew out my little facial hair. I get to the show, and then I sit. And this is actually the first time Manila put me in drag.
Like full drag.
Full drag, yeah. Like there was a Halloween where she may have like put a garage door lid on me. But you know, aside that, it was the first time I sat down and I went through the whole process. And when she turned the chair around, I saw my mother.
Wow.
I saw my mother in the mirror, and I was like, "What?" And I thought I looked gorgeous. Actually, Manila was the first one done, so my makeup was beat. I was gorgeous, and I'm looking at others like, "Oh well, everyone's still work in progress."
What can I say? He's a beautiful man. He's a beautiful drag queen.
What was that heartbreaking when Manila was eliminated?
Heartbreaking. Let me tell you. First of all, they didn't feed me for hours. So I was a little hungry. So my reaction was a little like over the top extreme. I was sitting on a couch like this, staring dead into the reaction of what was gonna happen. And lo and behold, when Manila's lipstick was brought to my eyes, I legitimately fell to the ground and blacked out for like a few seconds. Didn't even realize, and I was just like, holy crap, I'm on the floor.
Wow.
I'm on the floor, this is bad. And so it was so shocking. And it happened 2 days before Manila's birthday. So I was just like, I have to pack and take her home? Oh my gosh.
Honestly, to be honest, like if I was going to be sent home, this is the perfect day because like literally I was just like sitting there like, oh, baby, can you just pack that for me? Because all the other queens have to pack themselves up by themselves. And I was like, I had Michael and I was like, baby, you sent me home. Can you just put that in there? Be careful with those wigs. I'm gonna want to wear them later.
You've got currency for years in the relationship. And like, you send me home.
I was like, what is this plastic fantastic dress? Dresses. No, it was a great experience. My beat looked gorgeous, and I was very shocked to be on the bottom. Very shocked.
Look at her. It's her, Valentina. I love this look.
Actually, speaking of stapling shit to the walls, we had done a Pride gig for Amazon Prime in June during the quarantine, and we all had to do living room lip syncs, like a bunch of queens. Like Michael was able to arrange for a bunch of us queens to like participate in this. We got paid with Amazon coins. Thank you very much.
Oh, I remember when that happened. Yeah.
Yes, but I had asked Valentina to be in it, but she was very, like, I can't do it. Like, I need to have it up to my standards of my fantasy. And so I was like, Valentina, we're going to take care of you. And we, like, snuck her, like, in the pandemic, in the quarantine, we snuck her over to my house. I had dressed up my apartment, and, like, she came in full drag, and I filmed her for this Pride event, Pride Inside for Amazon Prime. And I got a fucking free Valentina show in my goddamn living room, and it was the coolest thing in the world!
Oh yeah. We have our own personal experience with Valentina this quarantine. 2020 was like the highlight of our year. The highlight. Having Valentina right there, maskless in a masking world.
Oh,
amazing.
yeah.
Amazing.
And she knew all her words,
I bet she did.
because she was lip-syncing her own song.
Oh my goodness, Valentina, she knew before anybody else that we were all gonna have to keep it on, please.
Yes, I know. She was ahead of the curve. A trailblazer.
What was it like on set with her? Because I'm sure that it was intense for everybody to come back on All Stars. She probably felt like she had something to prove. Was any of that you were feeling on the set?
Oh, definitely. Like, yeah, we all kind of had that experience. Valentina, more than most, because she holds herself at such a high standard. And I appreciate that because, like, I am a drag queen, and I'm like, sometimes I'm like, okay, let's be real. I'm a man in a dress. Like, let's just, duct tape this together, blah, blah, blah. But Valentina lives the fantasy. She knows that fantasy, and she goes there, and, like, to see her go on that fantasy and, like, really, like, be Valentina, it's inspiring me to, like, remember, like, to take that part and kind of roll with it and use that more, because there's a lot of me who's like, okay, so my zipper's broken, it's safety pinned, but no, it's got to be, like, perfect for her. So I really love that, and she makes me, like, want to, like, live in that fantasy too with her.
Yeah, I think like we all, once Valentina was talking about it's not part of my fantasy. It's not part of my fantasy. We were like, yeah, that's not part of my fantasy either.
No, yeah, it makes you like, you're like, yes, I'm not going to stand for this. Like,
It puts your expectations out there, so everything's just clear and out in the open. If you clearly communicate, as she does, you'll get what you want.
Yes.
yeah, I mean, why not? Like, there's no harm in asking, and no harm in demanding, right? So, like, she's like, I need to have this, and this, and this on my rider in my dressing room, or I'm not going on. And I'm like, could I get a straw? Did you have any more drink tickets? So now I'm like, okay, I'm not going on until I have more drinks and a straw. Right. Thank you, Valentina.
Okay.